Welcome to the Eye of Revelation Part 10 Cigar, Coffee, and Book. This is where I read the final chapter and any extra bits. If you haven't already, go back to the beginning and watch Part 1 through to 10 in order. These are very good practices for 5 Tibetan rites, which can reverse age or keep you young forever like Peter Pan. Coffee is fucking hot. Chapter 19. Choosing the right method for you. Fit or not, I recommend you follow Colonel Bradford's advice by beginning with 3 repetitions of each rite per day in your first week. Then, every week, add 2 more repetitions of each rite like this. Week 1, 3 reps per day of rites 1 to 5. Week 2, 5 reps per day of rites 1 to 5. Week 3, 7 reps per day of rites 1 to 5. Week 4, 9 reps per day of rites 1 to 5. Week 5, 11 reps per day, and so on. Following the monk's instructions, you will reach the required 21 repetitions in 10 weeks. This may seem like a long time to get to 21, but I can assure you, the arrival of your destination will be all the richer for having undergone the journey to get there. Your body needs time to adjust to changes to your balance system and energy system. Building up repetitions too quickly can create a detox effect as well as a degree of dizziness or nausea. These side effects can be improved or avoided altogether by gradually increasing your repetitions. Remember, this isn't just physical exercise. The true purpose of the rites, as described by Kelder, is the body has 7 centers, which in England could be called vortexes. These are kind of magnetic centers. They revolve at great speed in the healthy body, but when slowed down, well, that is just another name for old age, ill health, and salinity. These spinning centers of activity extend beyond the flesh in the healthy individual, but in the old, weak, senile person, they hardly reach the surface, except in the knees. The quickest way to regain health, youth, and vitality is to start these magnetic centers spinning again. There are but 5 practices that will do this. Any one of them will be helpful, but all 5 are required to get glowing results. These 5 exercises are really not exercises at all. In the physical culture sense, the lamas think of them as rites, and so instead of calling them exercises or practices, we too shall call them rites. Peter Kelder, The Eye of Revelation. Learning the rites. Throughout these pages, I have shared some of my knowledge about teaching the 5 Tibetan rites for the past 23 years. However, this book was never intended to be a complete instructional manual. Its purpose was to share Peter Kelder's unadulterated words and some valuable tips. Naturally, there is a lot more I can share with you, but for now, here is a brief overview of what I have learned in case you want to know more. The reason I call the rites T5T is because it is a lot quicker than saying the 5 Tibetan rites. I don't understand this at all personally. It does not take long to say the 5 Tibetan rites. It's a matter of seconds. Like, people shorten things into codes, and like half the time I forget what these things stand for, and other people have no idea what it means. It might sound kind of cool, but it really doesn't save any time at all. It's a matter of like a few seconds. It's just not a logical explanation as to why you would do it. It's not saving time. Having spent so many years, you never call your friend by their initials to save time. You wouldn't say T5T instead of 5 Tibetan rites. You wouldn't, instead of calling your friend, say your friend's called Daniel Robert Johns. You're not going to say DRJ. Maybe on documents. maybe in books, who knows, whatever, it is what it is. It's not something to worry about too much. Having spent so many years fine honoring a method of learning the rites that is unique in its methods, there needs to be a way of identifying it from everyone else. Also, the T5T method produces additional benefits. Through its step-by-step learning method and focus on core strength development, T5T enables practitioners to increase their core stability to protect and support their spines. Practitioners also practice breathing techniques with and between each rite. I did that this morning. I did the breathing this time. And a little bit of Om afterwards. Although I struggled to hold it for 15 seconds, it seems excessive. So it was saying 5 on the R and 10 on the Practitioners also practice breathing techniques with and between each rite, which improves their breathing capacity. Importantly, the benefits received are exactly the same as those described by Kelder in his books. Most people will find the descriptions in this book sufficient to learn the rites, particularly if they are younger and fitter, have good body-mind awareness, and have not suffered from a back or neck injury in the past. Since the 5 Tibetan rites are repetitive movements, there are some key points to be aware of to avoid strain or injury, particularly if you want to establish a long-term practice. T5T is a method of learning the rites that has been tried and tested by thousands of students worldwide and is ideal for anyone who wants more in-depth instructions than the simple ones provided by Kelder. It is an ideal way of learning the rites for anyone wishing to learn how to move their It is an ideal way of learning the rites for anyone wishing to learn how to move their body safely while carrying out these movements daily. It is particularly helpful for those needing modifications or adaptations due to muscle weakness or injury. Most of all, T5T is for those who want to protect and strengthen their body's vulnerable areas, their lower backs and necks, not just when performing the rites, but also in everyday life. Consider this: when you have built up to 21 repetitions of each movement, 5 postures performed 21 times each, you will be doing 105 repetitions per day. Over a year, 365 days, that is 38,325 repetitions. As you can imagine, it is vital to have correct alignment and technique. One of the principal things we have learned from fine-tuning solutions to solve students' common problems is the importance of developing strong core muscles to protect the spine. It is also the key to a successful long-term practice and a short-term pleasurable learning experience. Memory ran out. Core muscles are the deepest muscles closest to the spine, and when correctly activated, they wrap around and protect the spine like a natural weight belt or girdle. The first step is learning to correctly identify and activate your core muscles. It is easy to use the stronger, more external muscles of the abdomen instead, leaving the inner muscles underdeveloped, like a soft-scented chocolate. B. To achieve core strength, we follow the 10-week build-up recommendations of the monks mentioned earlier, but include a variation in how we do the second rite, the leg raise, every week. C. Just like lifting weights at the gym, you begin with low loads, in our case, the natural weight of the legs, and gradually increase the load and repetitions by shifting from single leg to double leg movements, or from bent legs to straight legs. We incorporate natural full breathing when practicing the rites and between each rite due to the great benefits optimal breathing provides to vitality and health. We incorporate natural full breathing, blah blah blah. For people who cannot do the rites exactly as described, you're a fucking loser. Get your act together. Do the rites properly. Sorry. You may have an injury or you may be old. Sorry. Back to the script, back to the book. For people who cannot do the rites exactly as described, we provide modifications that do not reduce the benefits of the rites in any way. T5T is an incredible and powerful program. It turns back the clock. It increases your energy, mental clarity, and focus. It reduces stress and improves strength and flexibility. It is capable of restoring your passion and zest for life if you let it. I highly recommend it for anyone willing to improve their life. Fuck yeah. So what I've got to say to the people in the canoe asking, what book you reading? Don't know why I paused. Bit of a friendly interaction and interruption can be fun. Eventful part of the video. John Gray, author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, on page 111. It's another sign to read about. I've been recommended it by many people, many a time. Things to be considered before learning the rites. Are you currently doing very little exercise? Yes, no. So here is a bunch of questions in boxes with like a little yes and no tick answer thing. So answer these to yourself. Are you currently doing very little exercise? Have you ever practiced yoga before? Yes. I'm just going to answer for myself as an example. Have you suffered from back pain or neck pain in the past? Yes. Have you seen any therapist for back or neck pain in the past? No. Is one side of your body or one limb noticeably stronger than the other? I mean, isn't that the case for everyone? Like, if you're right-handed, your right arm is stronger. I mean, not visibly noticeably, but, I mean, yes. You arm wrestle with your left, you'll lose. You arm wrestle with your right, you'll win. So, I suppose on average, not like unevenly and unnaturally so. So, no. Have you noticed any stiffness in any part of your body? Depends if I'm injured. Do you find it an effort to maintain an upright stance when sitting or standing? Do you slouch? No. Do you hold tension in your shoulders and upper back? Ish. Do you have weak or inflexible wrists? Do you find it a bit of a struggle to unscrew jars, bottles, etc.? No. Do you find it difficult to turn your neck around sufficiently when reversing your car? No. Are you overweight? No. Are you largely sedentary? What the fuck's that mean? Do you spend most of your time sitting in front of a desk or relaxing at home? No, I'm definitely fairly on my feet, active. Are you at a point where you think you had better do something now before it is too late now? Because I'm not like old. Do you have some more yes answers? Do you have more yes answers than no? Are you fit or relatively fit? Would you describe your level of fitness as being good across all 4 levels below? Muscle tone, flexibility and range of motion, body awareness, energy and stamina. Is core stability part of your workout? Ish. Are you able to identify and isolate each core muscle? The pelvic floor, transversus abdominis, and multifidus muscles? No idea. Heck there. Do you know when or if you incorrectly use your obliques to stabilize rather than your core muscles? Do you know how to establish and maintain neutral spine and neutral pelvis whilst keeping your head and neck in line with your spine? How good is your breathing? If you already practice pranayama, are you also aware of what natural full breathing should feel like? Consider this. A. Are all your breathing spaces able to open when breathing fully, wide to the side, the back, the front, the ribs? B. Do you have tension/tightness in your breathing? C. How are your stress levels? Do you find yourself breathing rapidly into the upper chest, holding your breath, yawning, or sighing? Yes, I can properly drink for coffee now. It's a good attempt. Having completed this questionnaire, you should have a better idea of which method of learning the 5 Tibetan rites is best for you. Many people begin practicing by following the instructions in this book. If you start this way and discover you need more detailed explanations and alternatives, swapping to the T5T method is easy. Please see the resources at the back of the book. Regardless of which method you use, you will find loads of answers to frequently asked questions, resources, information, and interesting articles on my T5T website. If you would like to join a group of fellow practitioners on Facebook or connect with the author, see details at the back of the book. Afterward. The Tibetan way of life today is unrecognizable from the one Colonel Bradford described in 1939. Just 10 years later, in 1949, Mao Zedong proclaimed the founding of the People's Republic of China and threatened to liberate Tibet. In 1951, Tibetan leaders were forced to sign a treaty agreeing to the establishment of Chinese civil and military headquarters in Lhasa. But mounting resentment against Chinese rule led to armed resistance, leading to a full-scale uprising in Lhasa in 1959. During the suppression of the revolt, where thousands are said to have died, the Dalai Lama, most of his ministers, and around 80,000 other Tibetans fled to Dharamsala in India, where they have remained ever since. According to the Tibetan government in exile, an estimated 1.2 million Tibetans have died as a direct result of Chinese occupation, and over 6,000 monasteries, temples, and countless sacred texts and religious artifacts have been destroyed. If you want to know more or want to help support Tibetan charities, please visit the website of the Central Tibetan Administration, CTA, where the Tibetan people, under the leadership of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, have been carrying out a non-violent movement to regain their lost freedom and dignity. Appendix. Improve your skin technique to reduce dizziness and nausea. Had to get back to work, I'm on lunch break. It's going to be split into bits. Appendix A. Improve your spin technique to reduce dizziness and nausea. 1. Slow down. Don't try and complete too many rotations too quickly. Allow your body time to get used to the motion. 2. Do fewer repetitions. Some people take 6 months or more to build up to the required 21 repetitions. Dizziness affects people differently regardless of their fitness level. I have taught yoga teachers and long-term yoga practitioners who experienced dizziness in the early stages of learning the spin. Do only as many repetitions as you can without becoming uncomfortably dizzy. Gradually add repetitions over a period of weeks and even months until you can do the required 21 repetitions easily. Ensure all dizziness has disappeared to prevent nausea before moving on to rite number 2. See, I don't spin fast enough to get dizzy. I feel like the third one is the most dizzying. Not so much dizzying, but more the effect of like falling over, because it's hard to balance during that, I feel. 3. Continue to build repetitions of rites 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the recommended manner. 3 repetitions in your first week, then add 2 per week until you are doing 21 repetitions in around 10 weeks. Gradually increase the repetitions and number of spins until you catch up with the other rites. 4. Fine-tune your movement. Fine-tune your movement so it is smooth from head to toe. Steps that are too large, too small, too bouncy, or steps that start and stop instead of flowing from one to another create a motion of their own and contribute to dizziness. A smooth movement improves aerodynamics and reduces motion. 5. Flat and solid level surface. Do not spin on an uneven surface as this increases dizziness, and you will find it hard to keep your balance. Doing the rites outside in nature is wonderful, but choose your surface carefully. Soft sand isn't suitable if you are going to try it on a beach. 6. Important. Keep your spin movement contained within a small, obstacle-free area. If you wander across the floor, slow down and adjust your movement. Bring your legs to hip width apart and take small, not jerky, flowing steps. If you come into contact with an obstacle, avoid looking at it until you have stopped spinning and your dizziness has abated. Otherwise, you will feel very dizzy and may stagger or fall. In T5T, we carry out 3 special energy breaths after spinning. We place our hands on our hips and keep our eyes closed. You could try taking 3 deep, slow breaths instead. 7. Remember to breathe. People often hold their breath while spinning, which reduces the oxygen supply to the brain and increases the likelihood of dizziness. Get into a habit of taking a breath before you begin spinning and constantly remind yourself to breathe normally while performing the spin. About the author. Carolinda Witt is an award-winning author who lives in Sydney. She keeps herself fit and healthy by practicing the 5 Tibetan rites, which she began in 2000. Wow. Been doing the T5T since before I was born. Carolinda has taught the rites to over 70,000 people worldwide through her books, online training course, DVD, and workshops, and attributes them to her youthful appearance and energetic outlook. Carolinda highly recommends the 5 rites to anyone seeking a quick, easy, and effective daily exercise routine. Other books, videos, and online training courses by this author. It does all seem to be specifically about the 5 Tibetan rites. I was intrigued what else she may have wrote about, but always worth getting more books to dive deeper into this subject. I feel like it's something I'd love to teach. Visit your favorite online retailer or the T5T.com website to discover other items by Carolinda Witt. 1. Online training course, 5 Tibetan Rites Masterclass, workbook and video series. 2. Paperback and ebooks. 1. The 5 Tibetans Breathing Book. 2. The Illustrated 5 Tibetan Rites. 3. Fire of Revelation. 3. DVD, the 5 Tibetans DVD plus 2 times bonus training, manuals, PDF. His latest book, Double Agent Celery, MI5's Crooked Hero. Probably about celery juice, a whole book on celery, that sounds... Carolinda's grandfather married 6 times. 2 of them were mistresses. He had 6 children to 4 different wives. Most of them knew nothing about the other, and in Carolinda's mother's case, about Dickens himself. Sadly, Carolinda's mother died without ever knowing his name. Unable to tell her mother, Carolinda spent 7 years researching and writing this book in her memory. What she discovered about Dickens changed history and reunited a family. Her grandfather, Walter Dickens, an ex-RNAS officer, was recruited by MI5 and sent into Nazi Germany to infiltrate the German Secret Service in the guise of a traitor. If Dickens succeeded, he was to extract crucial secrets about Germany's plans to invade Britain and communicated them back to MI5. With his life on the line, Dickens managed to outwit his interrogators in Hamburg and Berlin before returning to Britain, as in the Nazis' eyes, a German spy. He didn't realize he had been betrayed before he even entered Germany. Non-Fiction Prize, 2018, Society of Women Writers, Wall Street Journal, 5 best books about clandestine agents in World War II. Please consider rating or reviewing this book on Goodreads or another retailer. It will help others learn about the benefits of a regular 5 Tibetans practice. Thank you. Connect with Carolinda Witt. This is it. I really appreciate you reading my book. Here are my social media coordinates. Connect with other 5 Tibetans practitioners and me on my Facebook group, 5 Tibetan Rites of Rejuvenation. Visit my websites, www.t5t.com and carolindawitt.com. visit my T5T blog and FAQ, which was facts in question, which has loads of interesting articles and information about practicing the 5 Tibetan rites and includes the latest research. How fucking fascinating. That is a wrap. What book will I be onto next? Who knows? Let me know in the comments if you're going to start practicing the 5 Tibetan rites and if you were intrigued by this. Peace out till next time.